Cruise ship passengers who unexpectedly spent nearly 2 weeks helping Hurricane Irma victims are finally going home. Royal Caribbean sent some of its ships to the Caribbean to help with the relief effort. One of them, the Majesty of the Seas, was in the middle of a 5-day cruise when it joined the humanitarian mission. DeMarco Morgan is at the Port of Miami's cruise ship terminal with how passengers on board volunteered to stay and help out. DeMarco, good morning to you.
Good morning, Gayle. What started out as a relaxing cruise quickly turned into a rescue mission. Royal Caribbean ended its 5-day cruise 1 day early and gave passengers the option of tagging along for its relief and rescue efforts, of course, there, all while riding out the storm at sea.
We spent, 16 days, 17 days together on sea together, and we all got to know each other in an environment, in a really tough environment.
Robert Mahoney and his wife were part of a group of around 70 passengers who stayed on board the ship after the crew announced their plans to head to the islands devastated by Irma.
This would be an opportunity to help people out down the road. We were glad to stay on board and help out in any way we could.
The ship picked up passengers in St. Martin and St. Thomas. What's usually a party boat turned into a floating shelter, housing hundreds of people.
We got saved from hurricane. Hallelujah.
Some of the rescued sang for joy when the ship arrived in Puerto Rico and thanked the crew that came to their rescue.
It was horrible, but thank God we made it.
We made it.
And thank you all people, you're doing a good job. Yeah. We have reception that were warm and kind.
Thank you.
God bless you all.
I saw people get off the ship the next day, and they were almost whole again within 24 hours.
Royal Caribbean Chairman and CEO Richard Fain was touched by how many of the passengers stayed on board.
They would talk to them, they would help them, they wanted to help us distribute supplies, and so we were actually a little surprised but quite pleased. Sometimes disaster brings out the best and sometimes the worst. Here I think we saw the best in so many people. I
would do it again tomorrow. Anything I could do to help somebody, talk to somebody, bring somebody back from the lowest of low would be my absolute pleasure.
Now, the CEO says the passengers and crew were never in danger from Irma because the ship was able to hide behind the mountains of Cuba and wait for the storm to pass through so they could head to those affected islands. Bianna?
Great story. These people went from everyday vacationers to humanitarians.
Exactly.
Good for them.
And no regrets about it.
And no regrets.
Yes.
They loved every minute of it. DeMarco, thank you.